Here's how to master the art of motivation if you're falling behind on your goals. So it's backed by two psychologists from 1985 called the self-determination theory. You need to think of motivation like a mountain that you can freely move up and down depending on the day, depending on the task. And you want to watch to the end so you see what the actual apex motivation theory is. So at the very base of the mountain is a motivation. That means you have no motivation, you put in no effort, you get no reward. Imagine you want to start a company, but you've literally not worked on it at all. You're not going to feel any way about it. We all know exactly how this feels. In order to actually start to get up to the mountain, to move into external motivation. Think of external motivation like classic motivation theory. So if I were to tell you, I will give you ice cream if you work on your business for 30 minutes. It doesn't matter how you feel about the business. Maybe you just want to get some ice cream. This is one of the best ways to pull yourself out of a rut, just to have something externally motivating you that isn't necessarily connected to the actual process. Moving on from there, now we have interjected regulation. So that's when you take other people's values and you actually put them into yourself. So you say, I want to start a business because I want to make my father proud, or I want to prove an ex wrong, whatever the thing might be. So that's cool, and it can actually give you some fuel. However, it's short term and it relies on how other people feel. So you could see what those limitations might be. As we move up the actual ladder, now we have identified regulation. Identified regulation is, oh, it feels good when I work out at the gym. Like, I like the process of, like, I want to be a healthy person, so I work out at the gym. When I work on my business, I'm a hard worker. Now it's starting to see actual values that you have, and they're not things that are external. So this is starting to be a lot more motivating and is a higher level. Next is integrated regulation. That is when you actually see yourself inside of the process. So I am the type of person who works out versus I am a weightlifter. I am a startup founder. I am someone who does this. You don't have to drum up motivation every single time you do the thing because that is part of your identity. The actual apex of all of it, though, is intrinsic motivation. And that is when the effort is the reward. So when I work on my business, I get dopamine. I like the process of problem solving, of doing sales calls, of doing product design, whatever it might be. I go to the gym and I enjoy the process of actually lifting the weight. So if you found this helpful, and if you want to maintain that peak performance for yourself, if you come with the word motivation, I'll send you an in-depth guide that I did. I wrote a long article about how this stuff actually works and how you can apply it to yourself. We found this helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, my friend.